In a quiet town called Ravenwood, a strange incident occurred. The locals began to disappear one by one, and no one could understand what was happening to them. Obsession and fear gripped each of them. The main character of this story, a young guy named Mark, decided to solve the mysterious disappearance of his friend. Who was the last person seen before his disappearance? Mark began his investigation and soon realized that the city was hiding dark secrets. He turned to the old newspaper archive and discovered the terrible truth. In Ravenwood in the last century there was a group of mentally unstable people who professed the cult of a gloomy demon. They practiced sacrifices and believed that they could achieve immortality through rituals of disappearance. Every year the cult became less and less active, but recent disappearances confirmed its revival. In parallel with the investigation, Mark began to experience strange visions and hear sounds that seemed to come from the dark corners of the city. He decided to break into an abandoned mansion, which was one of the unfinished rituals of the cult. Inside that sinister place, he was gripped by cold and silence. He stepped onto the first step of the stairs, and the door closed with a noise. Mark was trapped in the heart of a sinister demonic ritual. The walls of the mansion began to shake, while creaks and whispers came to him from all corners of the room. He realized that he had awakened a sinister entity, and now she was going to fulfill her otherworldly desire. Mark began to disappear into the shadows, gradually turning into a gloomy shadow of his former existence. His cries for help were drowned in silence, and eventually his name became just an empty sound. The residents of Ravenwood continued to disappear. Sometimes you could hear their faint crying in the dark of the night. The city became terrorized by constant ghosts and unthinkable visions. People lost their minds and became pathetic ruins of who they were before. And since then, Ravenwood has become a sworn city ruled by a dark demonic cult. Now everyone who makes the mistake of contacting this city in any way becomes the flesh and soul of a bygone world.